Hello and welcome everybody to this brief market update by XTB. My name is Walid Koudmani, Chief Market Analyst, and in this brief video we're going to be covering the situation on the US dollar Turkish lira. Actually an unusual market for these videos, but we have a lot of news coming out and really a lot of impacts happening on the pair. So I'm going to show you the chart in a second, but let's cover the news very quickly of what's happening as of late. So we have lira extending declines after the CPI reading, the Turkish lira falling to a halt. It's ongoing or failing to halt its ongoing powerful downward move, and we've had that inflation in Turkey falling to its lowest level since 2021, so no more rate increases actually being projected at this point. And we can see here on the chart, this is the hourly chart, US dollar Turkish lira. You can see just a straight upward move at this point, green candles all the way aside from a few. After the gap, this is today's sessions essentially, up over 1.2%, and you can see that this is actually having quite an impact on the trader's view of this. So after essentially what seems to be an upward move that continues for a couple of weeks at this point, we have a stability that was seen in the past, and now it just seems to be going out of control for the Turkish lira. It's well known that the Turkish government and the central bank has been struggling with the inflation and with the actual value of the currency itself, and now we're trading around 21.24. So whether this continues or not remains to be seen. Of course, things can change in the market. It is in the best interest, obviously, of central banks, generally speaking, to have a currency that is not continuously devaluing. But if we want to draw some potential support and resistances, really we'd have to go on a resistance at the current highs that we're discussing, with the support maybe on the lower end of the gap, so on the bottom side before the gap. That could be, this is the range in which the price really should be moving, or potentially could be moving in the next future. However, if this does break through, let's go take a look at the daily chart, and we can see that as far back as we can go, really, like just a couple of, even a few years back, it's just really hard to find anywhere that we can relate to. So in uncharted territory almost for the US dollar Turkish lira. US dollar strength might be in jeopardy a little bit because of the fact that data seems to be a little bit less strong than we thought in the past. So the US central bank might not be up for another interest rate. However, at the same time, data is not that bad as well from Turkey, so another interest rate is also not certain. So we have an imbalance at the moment between the two currencies, and creates an interesting situation on these charts where it's quite rare to see charts that just keep going up, but it seems like the Turkish lira has been struggling for quite some time. If we want to put some indicators on this, we can put a simple moving average maybe. 21 period might be good, and you can see that testing it as a support. And if we want to put an exponential moving average, I like the 8 period at the moment. Let's make it yellow just to make it different. You can see that it is catching up with it, but then again, also acting as support. So quite difficult to find a point at which this could invert. But at the same time, as I mentioned, the situation is uncertain on both countries. So both economies are uncertain. But you can see that both of these lines acting potentially as a support. So I would keep an eye out for these areas as well. If these are broken, of course, we'll be keeping you up to date with the XTB news section. Hopefully this was a good update just to keep you up to date with what's happening. You can find more in the news section in the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck with your trading.